All right, so if you've been watching this channel, hello, by the way. And yeah, so if you've been watching this channel, then you know all this impeachment stuff is bullshit. All right, I made this video like, what, last year? Talking about this. This is something I found back in 1996, from 1996. It was written back in 1996. And this guy, Richard Noel, or however you say it, was on some guy's radio show. And he was asked to predict President Clinton's future. And he said, my reply on that question on January 1st, 1993 was pretty straightforward. And he said, I added that whatever candidate's term over election to office as U.S. president includes a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in the year 2000 will not survive his tenure. So it's pretty amazing. You know, he said, whoever wins, whatever, it's not looking good. And I showed you this Tecumseh's curse and how all these Saturn-Jupiter conjunctions usually lead to trouble. Not just for presidents, but for the world in general. And we have one coming up in 2020. And so this guy in 1993 said whoever's going to win this election in 96 isn't going to be looking too good, because come 2000, Saturn and Jupiter will conjunct and probably won't survive his tenure. And wouldn't you know it, Bill Clinton got impeached. Now, granted, was not removed from office. It wasn't like he didn't survive, but he was impeached. And that's pretty incredible, because the guy says, in my opinion, I read that it was something's going to happen. And wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what happened. Something did happen. A big thing that has not happened very often before. And at that time was only, what, like the second time that a president ever been impeached. So pretty impressive. So then I go on to say the same thing. 2 years ago, I'll link this video. Trump impeachment, October surprise. You see that? 2 years ago. When was this impeachment filed? This week. Well, today is the 28th of September, as of today. It was like, what, the 24th, or right after the equinox, or whatever, right? Like the 24th, 25th. So I was 1 week off 2 years ago. Telling you, look out for this shit. Telling you because of the conjunction. Look out for this shit, and here it is, man. I was off by a week, guys. Here's another one from today. Check this out. Here's another one. The Roaring 2010s and the Greater Depression of the 2020s. June 4th, 2018. Here's from today. Or excuse me, yesterday. I found it today. September 27th, 2019. Why 2019 feels like 1929 and what we can do to change the course. So exactly what I said 15 months ago is, man, this looks a whole lot like the 1920s leading into the 1930s. And here it is. These guys saying the same thing. Wow. And why, in my opinion, it's going to be, and so, like I said, it was instead of the Roaring 20s, stock market crash 29 leading to the Great Depression in the 30s. I said it'd be the Roaring 2010 with the big stock market crash of 2019, 2020 leading into the Greater Depression of the 2020s. Now, while I do not expect the stock market crash until the conjunction, so December of next year or maybe January, I do absolutely expect the devalue to happen in January still. Look at this. 15 months ago, today. Look at this. Impeachment. Only fourth time in history. Look, 2 years ago, Trump impeachment October surprise. I warned you that flooding was coming. The worst flooding we've ever seen because of the incoming cosmic gamma ray and radiation. Yes? How's the flooding doing? 19 million. This is what I'm just reporting what the FDA is reporting, or the USDA, excuse me. The USDA is reporting. 19 million acres of farmland were not planted this year because of flooding. Now here, and I told you this is all proof. I've got all the videos, just like I've got them right here to show you. I told you in 2018, whenever the stock market crashed, its biggest crash of over 1,000 points, that we had a year and some change left until this thing really falls apart, because I was reading people who were there in the 2008 crash. Not people on YouTube. I'm talking about real business owners, real stock traders, real people who have real experience, who had been trading for like 20 years up to that, at that point in 2008. People that I trust saying, look, the same thing happened in 2007. There was this big crack. And everyone, it looked like it was falling apart, and they told us that it wasn't, that everything was going to be fine, and people had their questions, said, I don't know, this doesn't look good. They put a Band-Aid on it, said, don't worry about it. A year and some change later, the stock market crashed the worst it ever crashed in 2008. So I was telling you, in February of 2018, when this happened, I believe this is the same thing. We have about a year and some change until this thing falls apart. Now, what is happening this month? What started happening this month? Repo operations. The same thing that started happening right before the financial crisis, guys. They started bailing out the banks. Now, let's set this record straight from the way I understand it. Yesterday they reported another $71.7 billion being injected into these banks. Now, this is not debt. The way I understand this is they put this money in to cover the night. So basically, like Bank of America goes to the Federal Reserve and says, hey, Fed, I need $100 billion to make it through the night. Federal Reserve says, okay. They give them the $100 billion, and then the next day or whatever, they pay it all back. So the balance gets reset to zero. But it's not a good thing because the banks can't make it on their own, which is the exact... Look, we're here. We are here. And not only that, I'm telling you exactly when it's happening. All right. So did the big solar flare happen on the 23rd? It did not, like I thought. My fault. But what was the name of my video? Wake me up when Solar Storm September ends. And what did I say in that video? Expected the big solar flare to knock out the power for a while. On the 23rd, it did not happen. Was wrong about that. But the worst solar storm so far this year took place on Labor Day weekend. When? September. Fact. What also did I say? That Brazil would be hit hardest by this power outage when it happened. Didn't happen to Brazil. Happened to Argentina and Uruguay. The biggest, worst power outage the countries have ever seen. Well, not hundreds, but lots of other blackouts too. So this is why I don't understand why I catch so whenever you see these nasty comments below, what am I wrong about? I told you to believe in your mother and father, your brother. I told you to believe in yourself. I told you to do the best, treat others like you would do unto others as you would have them do unto you. What am I doing wrong? Because if you would have been listening to me, and look, I came on this channel in 2012 saying this shit was going to happen by 2013. I'm only off by a few years, guys. And every year I could show you that things were happening that I say were going to happen. And it's not just me. You know what I'm saying. But that's me patting myself on the back. I got no college degree, nothing. I've got 5 years in the military. I've got almost 5 years of college education because I decided I didn't like what I was doing and I quit. And then I joined the military. So I have 5 years of college almost, about 5 years of college. I've got 5 years of military. I've got my 12 years of high school, and I figured all this stuff out. And I'm telling you almost exactly just a couple years off. And here's the thing. I thought the stock market was going to crash in 2013. It didn't. But you know, it started in 2012, like I said, and exactly when I said it would, QE3. I said that was going to happen in September. That's exactly what happened. They started bailing out the markets. Just like they're doing now. Except for the bailing out, well, they're doing the markets too, and they're doing the negative interest rates. And we're doing everything all over again, everybody. And it's 11 years later. So what have we done in the last, what have we accomplished in the banking system? They're like, what has happened over the last 11 years that we're here all over again? And we've gone through 2 presidents, Obama and Trump. So clearly, it doesn't matter. Because I'm using the stars to say, look for this, look for that. So clearly it doesn't matter who you put in there. I don't know why you think it would at this point anyway. I just don't understand. Because you're paid to say it or whatever. I don't know. I'm getting little things right, but I can't get this timing down all that great. Like specifically these big events like the solar flare wrong. But hey, here's the impeachment right on time. Hey, here's the flooding right on time. Hey, here's the banking failures and holy shit, here we are right on time. My favorite, man. I said in 2015 in September, October-ish, the stock market was going to crash the most it's ever done. And that's exactly what happened. It didn't close at an all-time low, but it crashed down 1,000 points, most it's ever dropped. And that was in that Shemitah cycle that we all had our eyes on. I was right about that. And I told you the next thing I think was going to happen, it was going to be the biggest crash ever in 2017. Couldn't tell you exactly when, wasn't sure. And anyone who's been following me can tell you this is all true. They've been there because if they've been watching my videos, they can say it's true. I've said it. I'm showing you right here, obvious documentation. I said in 2017, biggest stock market crash of all time. Nope, wrong. It happened February 5th of 2018. I was off by 5 weeks. I said a year and a half later, look for trouble in the stock market and the banking system. Here we are. But I still don't think the stock market crashes until, like I've corrected, I think the devalue of the reset's coming in January, and I didn't just grab January 12th out of a hat. I told you because of Saturn and Pluto conjunction. And you know what's hilarious is they said, you know how long these repo operations can go on for? They can go on for a little while, weeks, maybe months, just like back then in the last financial crisis. And that's great because it started in the middle of September. And like they said, they're going to do it till October 10th. But then what happens October 11th? I don't know. Either they're going to continue to do it or something drastic is going to happen. Or something else, or another whole round of QE, which I told you was going to come, and it's here. That's what this is. So great, because that started in September. They said they can keep this up for weeks, maybe months, and then it'll fall apart. Well, that would put us right into January, wouldn't it? So if you would have been listening to me, you would have been prepared for the worst flooding this country's ever seen. You'd be prepared for this just circus charade of an election and White House and administration and politics. You would have seen this impeachment coming. You would have seen this banking system, stock market debacle way ahead of you've been able to prepare for all this stuff, while hopefully aligning yourself with your family above and nature, and getting in touch with yourself and taking responsibility and growing. So there you go. This proves that I don't know what I'm not going to be right about everything. I can't be right about everything. If I was, like I almost am, it doesn't matter. Look at this video, man. Nobody cares. 500 views, 26 likes. The roaring, this was literally word for word a year and a half before. Because it was accurate, but no one, this is like how you know that I'm telling the truth, because no one gives a shit. I mean, 500 views is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty amazing. But I had a lot more. And as anyone has noticed in my YouTube channel, it hasn't grown in 3 years. I went from 0 subscribers to 15,000 in 2016, and then it stopped. Now I'm at the same number, 15,600 and some change. That number has not changed in over 3 years. Everybody I lose, I gain. Then I'll go down of 10 or 20, then I'll get back. But I cannot lose that 15,600 number for whatever reason. It will not change. My channel has somehow grew steadily every year for 6 years, and then once 2016 came, it just quit. So I don't know what I'm doing that's so wrong that I got to get talked to, which is great because I don't know what this stuff's going to give. But I am, like I told you, there's one guy out here in particular, and this is I'm going to, if you don't, well, I'm not like I'm going to track you down, but I'm not even trying and look what I know about you. I know where you live. I know what state you live in. I know your zodiac sign. And so you and I are going to get together. I'm going to come to you, and you are going to set me straight, because I've been watching a couple of your videos, just like I had a friend do it too. I don't know where you're coming from. You just babble bullshit that doesn't make any sense, that you're just regurgitating someone else. So you're going to set me straight. We're ain't going to be no fight. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm not going to do that because, first of all, I'm not going to hit you first. And if you hit me first, well, then whatever happens, happens. I'm not coming to fight you. I want you to set me straight, man. I want you to sit me down, and I wanted you to tell me where I'm wrong on all this shit. What I'm doing wrong, why I'm all these terrible things. And then I got to meet your friends. I got to meet your family. I have got to see what kind of filth you must live around to come out of your mouth what it does. I have to. So we will document this shit, because I think people would love to see someone confront one of their biggest trolls they've ever had. And we're going to get it all on film. We're going to do it all that because you have no reason to be scared, right? I haven't seen you talk to me or talk to anyone else like you talk to me. I keep telling you, go out in town and talk to someone like you talk to me. I haven't seen you do it, so I do think you're a coward, and I will tell you that to your face. But listen to me. I am coming for you. But as long as this stuff doesn't come first, I don't know. I have to wait for specific timing, just like the stars. I know who I am. I am a celestial body up there. So I can't do it until the time is right. But listen. I am coming for you. All right? I like it. Tastes good. Smells like fear, but tastes like kind of like chicken.